So I saw this post this morning on Reddit. Why shouldn't I be pessimistic about Islam in the UK? In the moment, you're kind of like, oh, okay. But we need to be able to ask these questions. It's also part of being Muslim. And to explain our Islam, you know? It's sad because I feel like Islam truly has taught me values, not hatred, not anger. It's the complete opposite. In the Quran, it literally says to the Prophet, you were only sent here as a mercy to all mankind, not to Arabs, not to Middle East, to all mankind. And it's sad that we're in a place, or in the past few decades, it's been misunderstood and it's been confused with politics. The Prophet says, do not be angry, do not be angry, do not be angry. Angry, sit down, and if it's still not better, lie down. So basically just go to sleep. Just get out of here. Again, in the Quran it says, do not transgress. Truly Allah does not love the transgressors. In the Quran it says, we have made you a justly balanced nation, ummatan wasata. And there's an authentic hadith by the Prophet that literally says, beware of extremism in religion, for those before you were destroyed by extremism. The Prophet also said, make things easy and do not make them difficult. Give glad tidings and do not drive people away. That's how you do da'wah. The religion is easy. He says, the Prophet ﷺ says, indeed this religion is easy and no one makes it difficult except that it will overcome him. So aim for balance and get as close as you can and receive glad tidings. And lastly, when the Prophet ﷺ had to choose between two options, he would always choose the easier one, as long as it was not sinful, right? So make religion easy, man. Another core teaching of Islam is al-amr bil-ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar, which means enjoining in good and forbidding evil. Literally, like, forbid evil, man. And again, talking about community and society, Prophet ﷺ said, whoever among you sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. If he cannot change it with his hand, then change it with his tongue. And if he cannot, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith, which means be proactive. When you see something that's wrong, when you see someone that's getting robbed, or you see something, you change it. You are the one who's supposed to, like, Muslims are supposed to be proactive members of society. Another verse in the Quran that literally says, worship Allah, associate nothing with Him, and be good to your parents, relatives, orphans, the needy, the near neighbor, so the distant neighbor, the close companion, the traveler, like everyone around you, you're supposed to be good to them. And the Prophet ﷺ says, Gabriel, or Jibreel, kept advising him about the rights of the neighbor, so much so that he wants to make him an heir, like an heir to. It's so serious that the Prophet said, you're not a true believer if you harm your neighbor. The Prophet was like, by Allah, he does not believe, he does not believe, he does not believe. And then when he was asked, who's that who doesn't believe? He said, the one whose neighbor is not safe from his harm. That's how serious it is to be a good neighbor. You know, we also believe in Jesus. We believe in all the prophets beforehand, and we believe their teachings that align with ours. In terms of poverty and helping the community around you, the Prophet literally says he is not a believer who fills his stomach while his neighbor goes hungry. So if your neighbor's hungry, and you're eating and your stomach is full, you're not a true believer. And also, there's a sunnah that if they smell your food, you have to offer it to them as well. I believe that the values I learn from Islam, the values that Muslims should do, it should help society. It shouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, there's people from all different races, faiths, everything, that aren't going to be the best actors depending on that. There's also a lot of political and socioeconomic factors that cause different type of behaviors. It's a lot deeper than thinking like Islam is the issue. And we're not here to take over, we're here to contribute, we're here to live. And it's hard because it constantly feels like you're trying to prove that you belong here a lot of the time. Someone else is doing something not right, they don't get blamed for their religion, their culture, their colour. But when it comes to colour, religion and race, that's like the first thing that comes up. So it's hard, but I feel like, yeah, in these times, especially with the division, we have to see how we can contribute to each other and really help each other, live a safe and happy life and help others around the world achieve that as well.